Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Between the Baselines, brought to you by Ron Lynch, financial advisor, Edward Jones Investment. We, as we said, we've hopefully got our schedule together. It's been a challenge keeping track of all the places we're supposed to be and how many times they've changed. We've had some games that have been changed time and place, both, and some of them have been changed time as many as 3 times. We'll be back on the air tomorrow night, by the way. North Adams at Eastern. That's a game that was to have been played originally May 1st. It was moved to May 12th. Now it's moved to May 16th. That'll be North Adams at Eastern. You can hear that on 99.5 The Edge. We were supposed to have had West Union at Peebles, and that game has been canceled due to the fact, as we said, I said a few moments ago, West Union having canceled their season for baseball. Then on Monday, we'll conclude our regular season action. That'll be Eastern here at White Oak, and that'll be on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, and that's postponed from May 8th, and I believe it was postponed from a week sometime before that as well. But anyway, Monday, Eastern at White Oak. It'll be on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV. We're just about to have our first batter. Umpires are out there. Everybody's ready to go. Well, let's go ahead and keep it here. We'll do that. The umpires for tonight, Mr. Matt Carson and Austin Kingsolver. Matt Carson behind the plate. Quite qualified umpire. He's done state tournament games, and Austin Kingsolver does a nice job as well. He'll be on the base pads. What a gorgeous day for baseball. You always hear me talk about it when we're here at White Oak. We want to thank Always Green Maintenance. They take care of this field out here. They get it mowed and the like, and what a gorgeous baseball field here at White Oak. And Chris Veit and his staff, they obviously do a tremendous amount of work on this field as well. This field has been voted the #1 field in the Midwest, #1 field in the state, #1 field in the Southeast District. You name it, it's gotten all kinds of honors, as it well should. Now, up there for Fairfield to lead things off, it will be Zane Matthews, followed by Corey Zimmerman, Corbin Willie, and then Blaine Fauber if we get that far. Zane Matthews comes to the plate. He's the shortstop. Out there on the pitching mound, be Xander Rhodes. Now, Xander comes to the game. He's pitched in 6 games. He's pitched 20, says the first pitch is in, and high and out for ball 1. He's pitched 26 2/3 innings. His record is 3-2. He struck out 46 with a 2.1 ERA. And that pitch misses way outside, ball 2. 2-0 on Zane Matthews. Starting pitcher for Fairfield, Cameron Miller. I'll give you his numbers when we get to that of the inning. First half of the first inning, if you're just joining us, and it's a hard hit ball to right field. It'll be over the right fielder's head. Isaiah Clift will have to chase it to the base of the fence. Rounding first, going into second with a stand-up double. He's rounding second. He's going to go ahead and make it into third on his belly, and he's safe. He just beat the tag as Zane Matthews stretching a stand-up double into a triple, and Fairfield has their first base runner there on third base. And that will bring Corey Zimmerman to the plate. Cliff played that ball about as well as you could. He did take one step in, but that wouldn't have made any difference as it went over his head. As first pitch is in, ball 1. It went over his head and ran all the way to the fence, and that's tough to do in this lush grass that they have here at White Oak. What a gorgeous lawn this would make for at your home. And he shows bunt, pulls it back, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Corey Zimmerman comes to the game averaging .304 as a batting average. He's batted 56 times. He's a right-handed batter standing in there. And that pitch, upper end of the strike zone outside, strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. Defensively, Xander Rhodes on the mound. Christian Height behind the plate. As again, Rhodes taking his time in a pitch, and that's called strike 2. And as I say often, Corey Zimmerman would probably like to have that one back. That one right on the outside half of the home plate, just about knee high. The pitch again, and it's a grounder to the pitcher. He will look the runner back, but they're going to come home. And the bad throw home, and Matthews scores. Applegate threw the ball high. He had plenty of time. He did not set. And threw the ball high, and that'll go down as an E3 as Matthews scores on a ground out to the pitcher by Corey Zimmerman. So with 1 down and Fairfield leading 1-0, I do believe had that throw been down in place, that would have gotten the runners. The pitch is on the inside to Corbin Willie, and it'll go 1 ball and no strikes. Now, Corbin Willie is outstanding, .442 batting average in 52 at-bats. And we're going to have a conversation between Chris Veit and his infield. We'll take a quick break. We're back after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV.
McCarty Associates is an architecture, engineering, and surveying firm serving Southern Ohio for more than 60 years. McCarty Associates is a broad-based consulting firm providing services to governmental agencies, public bodies, corporate and business entities, and the general public. They also offer construction management for clients that require a higher level of assistance. If there's a construction project in your future, McCarty Associates can take your vision and help make it reality. Visit McCartyAssociates.com for a complete list of their services.
Conversation breaks up at the mound, and it's a conversation about the defense. I'm sure Xander Rhodes is pitching just fine, as the pitch was high again, 2 balls and no strikes. And as now the batter steps out, on deck will be Blaine Fauber. Corbin Willie, the batter. And the pitch gets past the catcher, ball 3. At first base, it's Jason Applegate. Second baseman, Abe Flater. Third base is Jacob Kiley. The shortstop, Jonah Michael. In left field is Jacob Gibson. Center field, Caden Butler. And in right field, Isaiah Clift. That's a fly ball in the infield. The third baseman, Kiley, is there. 2 down. That'll bring Blaine Fauber, the catcher, to the plate. Blaine, a .370 batting average. As you can tell, Fairfield's pretty loaded on the front end of their lineup. Real offensive-oriented team. Fairfield here in their red uniforms, white pinstripes. Rather striking outfits. First pitch is high and out, ball 1. On deck now, Cameron Miller, the pitcher. But good-looking uniforms. Red uniforms, white pinstripes, red numerals trimmed in black. Second pitch is in. Now we'll go 2 balls and no strikes. 2 down, 1 run is in. And that should be, yes, it is. Fastball right down the middle of the plate, just below chest high. The count will go 2 balls and a strike. As again the pitch, and it misses outside for a ball. And again the pitch, and now the called strike 2 to even the count at 2-2. Thanks to First State Bank for making this broadcast possible. Learn more about First State Bank at your local branch in Southern Ohio or Northern Kentucky, or at online fsb4me.com, as that'll be a strikeout. He stands and looks at the third strike, third out of the inning, but not before Fairfield scores 1. They go to the dugout leading 1-0. We're back after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV.
The Fairfield Athletic Boosters are proud to sponsor this coverage of the Fairfield Lions. The Athletic Boosters work hard behind the scenes to encourage their teams to do their best. The Lions understand this and are dedicated to doing just that. Congratulations! Your hard work and drive show through. Whether basketball, volleyball, baseball, or any other sport, the Fairfield Athletic Boosters say, good luck, Lions and Lady Lions.
May is Military Appreciation Month. Chevrolet and Jerry Higg Motors salutes all active duty members and veterans. Purchase a new 25 Chevrolet and receive $750 on top of all other offers. Purchase a select 25 Silverado, 0.9% APR for 60 months for well-qualified buyers. Average finance savings is $6,681 plus $3,500 total cash allowance when you trade an eligible vehicle. Offer good through June 2nd. Stop in at Jerry Higg Motors in Hillsborough today.
To prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
Your plan is ready. It's time to build. At CMT Components, we design and manufacture quality building materials for your custom job. If you need metal panels and trim, trusses, or even a complete pole barn package, we do it all, including delivering right to your job site. To get started, call us at 937-446-3400. You can also check us out online or stop by our office in Sardinia, Ohio to discuss your plans today. Let's get building.
Union at 937-544-5505 or in Peebles at 937-587-2246. That's John Wood Insurance.
Time to set the defense for the Fairfield Lions. Out there on the pitch, man, to be Cameron Miller. Blaine Fauber's catching. First base, Corbin Willie. Second base is Anderson Humphreys. Third base, Otis Cockrell. At shortstop, Zane Matthews. In left field, Caleb Rice. Center field, Corey Zimmerman. And right field, Zach Azarak. Now for Whiteoak, they'll send Xander Rhodes, Jonah Michael, Jason Applegate, and Jacob Kiley to the plate in that order. And Rhodes takes a first pitch, strike one. Cameron Miller has pitched in 4 games. 15 of the third innings he has pitched. As the pitch now and called strike 2. At the bottom of the strike zone. His record's 1-1. He struck out 19 in those 15 and third innings. His 2.48 whip and a 6.39 ERA. Pitch misses way outside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the wind in the pitch again. And it's a ground ball to the third baseman. Cockrell will glove it. He'll throw it to first. 1 down. And that lush grass, let me tell you what, when that ball hits that grass, it dies. Jonah Michael comes to the plate now for Whiteoak. He's the shortstop. He's batting .317 on the season. Only a sophomore. This Whiteoak team extremely young. They're only starting 2 seniors tonight, Xander Rhodes and Jason Applegate. No juniors, and the rest are sophomores and freshmen. And the first pitch is in, ball 1. The wind of the pitch by Miller, and it misses inside, ball 2. The winner of this ball game walks out of here in second place all alone. So this is a big deal for this team. And it's fouled off the right side, strike 1. 2-1. Now Jonah Michaels batted 41 times with 13 runs, 13 hits, 2 doubles, 9 RBIs, a .500 whip. And the pitch misses in, and the count now goes 3-1. Score in our ball game, if you're just joining us, it's the Higgins Steel Roofing scoreboard update. The score is 1-0 Fairfield here in the first inning. The wind in the pitch again, and it misses out, and he walks him. Whiteoak has the tying run now on first. That'll bring Jason Applegate, the first baseman, to the plate. We don't want to forget about Barber, Napa Auto Parts at Peebles and Hillsboro. Make sure you stop by Barber to keep your vehicle running and in tip-top shape this summer. And we want to thank Baxla Tractor Sales. That pitch is in for a strike, strike 1. Baxla Tractor Sales in Seaman and Batavia, your local dealer for Kubota, Land Pride, and Exmark, and more. Boy, if you've not seen their new dealership on 32, it is gorgeous. And on the pitch, the runner goes. He'll have second base pretty easily. So you'll have Jonah Michael in scoring position with a stolen base. And the count now, Applegate behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 down, runner on second base. Applegate stands back in. The pitch now by Miller misses way outside. Good stop there on the part of Fauber. As once again, Applegate will stand in. Applegate, pretty good-sized guy. If he gets a hold of one, he's going to drive it. And he does. He pounds it to the third baseman. He'll make the play to first. Nice snag again on the part of Cockrell. As the runner will advance. That'll put Michael at third. As Applegate will hit into the second out of the inning. That'll bring Jacob Kiley to the plate. Now Kiley, a 289 batter, right-handed batter. Another pretty good-sized guy on this Whiteoak team. Facing against Miller. And Miller, as he jumps on the first pitch, and it's fouled out of play. Strike one. No balls and one strike. Get rolling before each game with the Magulac Tire Service starting lineups. Remember, Magulac Tire Service for all your tire needs on the road and on the farm. Magulac Tire Service, big sponsor for all of our games this year. And it pitches in for strike two. Kiley behind in the count now. No balls and two strikes. Tying run on third base. 2 down. Miller trying to work himself out of a little bit of a jam. Swing and a miss. That'll be the first strikeout by the third out of the inning. We're back. We move to the top of the second right after this. Here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV.
Creating a memorial to honor a lost loved one is a time-honored tradition. Whether it's a graveside monument, a cremation monument, or a pet memorial, the craftsmen at Peebles Monument Company will walk you through every step of the process, from concept to completion. Visit Peebles Monument Company, located on North Main Street in Peebles, and online at peeblesmonument.com. Choose Peebles Monument Company because sharing the life story of a loved one with those who matter most isn't just important today, it's important forever.
Barber Auto Parts has stores located in Portsmouth, Chillicothe, Hillsborough, and a new location in Peebles, as well as paint specialty store in Ashley, Kentucky. Barber Auto Parts is a part of Napa Auto Parts Distribution Network and are your source for top quality parts backed by Napa's North America warranty. They offer full line of passenger car and light truck parts, heavy duty truck parts, chemicals, lubricants, along with much, much more. Be sure to stop by your local Barber Auto Parts store near you.
That's the sound of your truck losing you money. Whether you're a major trucking operation or an independent owner, you're losing business. Let me give you some advice. Call Willie & Son Trucking. Their certified Caterpillar, Cummins, and Detroit experts can get your truck moving so you can get back to doing business. Call Willie & Son Trucking for an overhaul or glider kit rebuild at 937-763-9521. Keep your business rolling with Willie & Son Trucking.
Craving something new? Snappy is serving up 4 brand new specialty calzones. Try the Meat Deluxe, packed with sausage, pepperoni, and bacon. Or the Deluxe, loaded with a delicious mix of meat and veggies. Garden lovers, don't miss the Veggie Calzone. And for the ultimate combo, dive into the Chicken Bacon Ranch. Order now on the app or visit snappytomato.com. Snappy, where cravings meet their match.
Cameron Miller comes to the plate now, takes the first pitch, and it's called strike one, and then swings at the second pitch for strike two. Miller, a 236 batting average here for the Fairfield Lions. It'll be Cameron Miller, Zach Azrak, and Anderson Humphreys in that order. And the pitch now, and did he go? No. Yes, they're going to say he did, but the ball was dropped. Catcher will throw it down to first base, and we have one down. That'll bring Zach Azrak, the right fielder, to the plate. Zach, a junior, with a 244 batting average. We're talking about seniors. And Fairfield, on the other hand, they have several. They have 5 seniors starting here tonight. This is I don't want to say senior-laden, but definitely a senior-driven by Xander Rhodes. Thanks to Roberts Paving in Hillsborough for being one of our season sponsors. That pitch high for a ball. Roberts Paving, your premier paving contractor of Southern Ohio. Also want to... and the ball is dropped, and it gets away from the catcher, and the runner will be safe at first on a strikeout. So credit Rhodes with a strikeout. But Azrak will reach on an error on a wild pitch. That's actually on a passed ball. And that'll put the second run of the ball game at first base. They throw over to first. The runner's back. Anderson Humphreys, the second baseman at the plate now, 250 batter. 20 times he's batted with 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 RBI, an opportunity here. And it's a foul. Strike one. Foul right at the plate. No balls and a strike. On deck, Otis Cockrell. Humphreys, the number 7 batter. Cockrell, the 8th batter in the lineup. Fairfield scored 1 in the first with a triple to right field and an error on a throw home, and that one gets past the catcher, and the runner will advance. And Height is having a tremendous amount of trouble handling Xander Rhodes' pitching right now. That'll make the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Also want to thank Roush Insurance Agency, celebrating 85 years in business, as it's a pop fly down in foul territory. No, it'll drop fair. The runners will be safe. As the second baseman, Abe Flater, daring the runner at third to go home. He did not. Little bloop single just inside the foul line down the first baseline. And now Fairfield has a runner at first and third. For Otis Cockrell to come to the plate.
Number 6, Otis Cockrell.
And he jumps on the first pitch. It's hard hit. It'll drop in front of the center fielder, Butler. Coming in from third base will be Azrak. Moving over to second will be Humphreys. And safe at first with the singles, Otis Cockrell. That'll give Fairfield a 2-0 lead now on an RBI single by Cockrell. So now you'll have runners at first and second with 1 down, a run already in. So Fairfield scored 1 in the first. They've already scored 1 here in the second. And that's a pop fly deep center field. Butler is back. He'll make the play. He'll hold the runner at second with the throw in. So that's 2 down. And it'll hold the runners at first and second. And that'll bring the leadoff batter, Zane Matthews, to the plate. Now, Zane's the guy in that first inning, hit a triple to right field and scored on an error, bad throw from first base. So we said earlier, 563 batting average, pitches way outside ball 1. You have to think Rhodes is thinking about pitching him around him a little bit. Zane also one of our C103 All-Star Scholarship winners, as a matter of fact, as well. And it's a ground ball right up the middle. The shortstop will play it. He tried to glove it, could not get a handle on it, and everybody will be safe. So credit Matthews with an infield single. That was not an error. It was everything Michael could do to get there. So now you'll have the bases loaded, but there's 2 down. There's Matthews on first, Cockrell on second, and Humphreys on third. Takes his time in the pitch again. Swing and a miss. Zimmerman chased one on the outside, strike 1. No balls and a strike. And let's get another one of those Higgins scoreboard updates brought to you by Higgins Steel Roofing in Hillsboro and Jackson. That pitch is in for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. The score, it's 2-0. Fairfield leading the Whiteoak Wildcats here. As the sun goes under the clouds just a little bit. Again, the pitch, and it's a line shot to the shortstop. He'll make the kid. No, it went past the shortstop. He dropped it, and 1 run will score. I thought Jonah Michael had gloved it. He did put a glove on it, but he dropped it, and a run scores, and the bases will remain loaded as Fairfield scores another run as Humphreys comes in to score. So that'll give Fairfield a 3-0 lead as Cockrell moves over to third. Matthews now at second. Zimmerman on base on an error. So the base is loaded as the 8th batter of the inning will come to the plate. Xander Rhodes, got to be a little frustrated right now. He should have been out of this inning earlier. But again, 2 down. And the pitch. And it's a ground ball to the first baseman. He'll step on the bag for the 3rd out. But not before Fairfield scores 2 more. They take a 3-0 lead. We're back after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV.
Creating a memorial to honor a lost loved one is a time-honored tradition. Whether it's a graveside monument, a cremation monument, or a pet memorial, the craftsmen at People's Monument Company will walk you through every step of the process, from concept to completion. Visit People's Monument Company, located on North Main Street in Peebles, and online at peoplesmonument.com. Choose People's Monument Company because sharing the life story of a loved one with those who matter most isn't just important today, it's important forever.
Craving something new? Snappy is serving up 4 brand new specialty calzones. Try the Meat Deluxe, packed with sausage, pepperoni, and bacon. Or the Deluxe, loaded with a delicious mix of meat and veggies. Garden lovers, don't miss the Veggie Calzone. And for the ultimate combo, dive into the Chicken Bacon Ranch. Order now on the app or visit snappytomato.com. Snappy, where cravings meet their match.
Don't let a blown tire slow you down this season. Trust Maggulac Tire Service in Hillsboro to keep you on the roll and in the field. At Maggulac, they offer on-the-farm ag and tire service, saving you downtime and saving you money. Call Maggulac Tire Service for all your tire needs at 937-364-2592 or stop in on Route 50 in Hillsboro. At Maggulac Tire Service, their emphasis is on great service. That's more than just a slogan, that's the Maggulac commitment every single day.
Trying to find a durable new look for your retail office, house, garage, or new barn dominium? Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding has added 2 new profiles within the past year that would make great options. A heavier 26-gauge metal board and batten with several colors to choose from adds a fresh new look to any project regardless of size. Or come in and check out our new options for standing seam. If it's steel roofing and siding, it comes from Higgins. Located in Hillsboro and Jackson, Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding. Family owned and operated since 1958.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Whiteoak will come to the plate trailing 3-0. It'll be Abe Flater, Isaiah Clifton, Christian Height in that order. Cameron Miller takes the mound, enjoying a 3-0 lead that he's been staked here in the 2nd inning. We are in the bottom of the 2nd. As I said, Fairfield leading 3-0. It's the Fairfield Lions playing the Whiteoak Wildcats. I'm Don Bowles as that pitch just misses ball 2. Our producer-director, Mr. Brandon Rigdon, for our Good Guys Radio TV. If you've not checked it out, you're listening to it as a swing and a miss, strike 1. If you're listening to us on C103, just be aware you can, now if you're driving, we don't want you to do this, but if there's someplace access to a smartphone, a smart TV, as it's a ground ball to the 3rd baseman. He bobbles it. Cockrell makes the throw. Quick recovery, 1 down. Good job by Cockrell. He actually bobbled it a little bit, but he was able to recover and make a quick throw, and Willie handled it for the 1st out of the inning. But just go to our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, or goodguysradiotv.com, and you can watch this ball game. Of course, if you're listening to it on the radio and want to watch it later, you can do that too. It'll be archived almost immediately following the game. Standing in now, Isaiah Clift, the right fielder. He's a .250 batter. He takes ball 1. Also want to thank our studio producer, Sarah Rigdon. She does a wonderful job, even though I give her a hard time all the time. 1 ball and no, that's 2 balls and no strikes now on Isaiah Clift. Clift will be followed by Christian Height, and that pitch is a no-doubter, strike 1, right down the center of the plate. Southern Hills Community Bank, with locations throughout the SHAC, wants to wish our student athletes the best of luck as it's a line shot to the first baseman. Corbin Willie, a nice play, roving to his left. He was leaning right, was able to dive left and snag it on the fly. I'll get it out for the 2nd out of the inning. A little line drive went right over the top of the bag. If he doesn't get that ball, that could be big trouble for Fairfield. But instead, it's the second out of the inning. And that'll bring Christian Height to the plate with nobody on. Christian, the catcher. And first pitch is in, ball one. Now Miller has struck out one. He's walked one and given up a swing and a miss. Strike one. He was going for the fences with that one. He's walked one batter. Whiteoak has only had one base runner. That is that batter that walked. That pitch is called strike two. I didn't even have to watch the umpire on that one. That was a good pitch. 1-2 on deck. The freshman, Jacob Gibson, the freshman left fielder. Swing and a miss, and he strikes him out. 3 up, 3 down. We move now to the top of the third. Fairfield bats leading 3-0. We're back after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV.
What we believe matters because it shapes who we are. At First State Bank, we believe in rural communities. We have since our start in 1884. We're proud of where we come from. And while others have come and gone, we've remained because standing by the folks you believe in is what a real local bank does. First State Bank, built on belief.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow. Bachelor Tractor.
Nothing like the crack of a bat.
3, and it's a ground ball to the pitcher. They'll get the runner at second. Can they turn 2? They do.
C103 and 995 The Edge, along with Good Guys Radio TV baseball action is here.
And this is going to be knocked out, the fly ball towards center field. It's going to hit the gap. That's going to bring Gallinger home and be good for a double for Holden.
Between regular season baseball and tournament season baseball action, we have it all for you, all for free.
Top of the third inning. Fairfield has jumped out to a 3-0 lead here over the Whiteoak Wildcats. On the mound, Xander Rhodes. Behind the plate, Christian Height is standing in, and the first pitch is in, called a ball. That's Blaine Fauber at the plate now. It'll be Blaine Fauber, Cameron Miller, and Zach Azarak in that order. As Fairfield scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second. That pitch misses out, ball 2. At first base, Jason Applegate, the second baseman, Abe Flater. Third base, Jacob Kiley. Jonah Michael, the shortstop, and that's fouled back for strike 1. In left field, Jacob Gibson. In center field, Caden Butler. And in right field, Isaiah Clift for the Whiteoak Wildcats. I am Don Bowles, and I am at Whiteoak High School, and that's a foul outside the first base line. Strike 2. Count goes even, 2-2. Cameron Miller, the pitcher, on deck for Fairfield. In that second inning, Rhodes did a nice job working himself out of a jam that was not all his fault. He struck out 2, the first 2 batters he saw, but it kind of went downhill from there. It began with a bloop single by Humphreys, and then a good dead single by Cockrell. But then the errors started to settle in as it ended up scoring one of those runs as he walks the first batter here. That'll put Fauber at first. But they scored 2 on 3 hits, 2 errors. They stranded 3. Could have been much more damage as they left the bases loaded there in the second. At the plate now will be Cameron Miller, the pitcher. Right-handed batter versus the right-handed pitcher. He shows bunt, pulls it back. They throw down to second. The runner is in safe. Credit Farber with a stolen base now. That'll put a runner in scoring position. 1 ball and no strikes on Cameron Miller. Miller, a .373 on base percentage and 8 RBIs on the season. Rhodes misses again, 2 balls and no strikes. Rhodes having a little bit of control problems tonight. And that pitch called strike 1, 2-1. If you're just joining us during our pregame, I mentioned these two teams are tied for second place. Whoever wins tonight will walk here and they throw out to second base. The runner's back. Good look for Rhodes. Almost a balk, but no call. 2 balls and 1 strike. Rhodes again, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Miller chased a pitch he probably would like to have not swung at. That was down and out. 2-2 now the count. Azrak, the right fielder, on deck. And it's a line shot right up the middle for a base hit. Butler will have to play it coming in. Moving over to third base now will be Farber. And going into second base on the play, as they throw home to protect the run, will be Miller. So you've got Miller at second and Farber at third now. And once again, Butler, good throw in, but they let it come home because of the runner threatening at third. That allowed Cameron Miller to move to second. So runners at second and third, nobody out. We're in the top of the third inning, and the pitch, strike 1 on a fastball up on the top end, right down the middle of the plate. Anderson Humphreys, the second baseman, on deck now for Fairfield. Now, Azrak was a strikeout victim, as it's a little grounder to the pitcher. They throw the ball to first. The runners will hold. Good play on the part of Rhodes. That'll be 1 down now. Anderson Humphreys, he's the guy that hit that little bloop single to right field. Dropped just over the head of the first baseman and down in front of the shortstop and the right fielder charging. He later went on to score, and it's a line shot into center field for a base hit. That will score 2. Fairfield's going to take a 5-0 lead here. And scoring now, Blaine Farber and Cameron Miller. Anderson with a single to center field, give him 2 RBIs. So you'll have Humphreys at first, Cockrell at the plate. Cockrell 1 for 1 on the night, had a single to center field for an RBI. As the pitch, a little high, ball 1. It's once again Rhodes the pitch, and it's a ground ball right up the middle again. The shortstop, Michael, will play it. He'll throw it to first for the out. That'll be the second out of the inning. But on the play, Humphreys will move over to second. That'll bring Caleb Rice, the left fielder, to the plate. Chuck Wade Tire Service, just down the street here, is proud to support SHAC Athletics. Visit your ultimate destination for tires, wheels, and more in Morristown or at chuckwadetire.com. And again, it's time for that Higgins scoreboard update, brought to you by Higgins Steel Roofing, providing professional materials to their professional customers. The score, 5-0. Fairfield leading here in the third inning over the Whiteoak Wildcats. Rhodes' pitch is again a one-hopper to the shortstop. He'll pick the ball, throws it past the first baseman. And right now the defense for Whiteoak just not looking real good. And I'm not sure whether to call that on the shortstop or the first baseman. I think that's got to be an error on the first baseman. That'll go down as an E3. So again, you'll have runners at first, and Humphreys moves over to third on the play. That'll bring the leadoff batter, Zane Matthews, to the plate. Zane, a very dangerous hitter. He has 19 RBIs on the season. And a little nubber in front of the plate. It'll be played by the catcher. He'll eat it as the bases are now be loaded. So now Rice moves over to second. Safe at first is Matthews with a little infield single. With the bases loaded, Corey Zimmerman comes to the plate. Corey's 0 for 2 in the ballgame. He reached on an error and was stranded in the second inning. Swing and a miss, he chases an outside fastball for strike one. 304 batter. He has 11 RBIs on the season, 3 ducks on the pond right now. Opportunity knocks for Fairfield to stretch this lead out, and that's called strike two. No balls and 2 strikes. There are 2 outs. 2 runs already in, as I said. Rhodes on the mound, the starting pitcher. And the pitch again, and it's a fly ball foul down the left field line, out of play. Count remains 0-2. We'll get inside the game with the Adams County Regional Medical Center coaches' comments after our final out, presented by ACRMC Family Medicine. Zimmerman stands back in, Rhodes the pitch. High and in for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck now, Corbin Willie. This is the second inning in a row that Fairfield has sent 8 batters to the plate. Swing and a miss, a little foul tip into the glove.